Hey, welcome to 16-Bit Bench. Matt here. Bought one of these, £5 off eBay. So mini arcades are all over the place at the moment. There's some really good ones in Walmart, which makes me super jealous. I'm not American. Super cheap, $12, something like that. Pac-Man, Gallagher, all kinds of really great little mini arcades that you can hack really easily into RetroPies or other things. Ben Heck did one, and it found out that all of the ROMs for the game, so it had 4 games in the range, all 4 ROMs were on the board, and all you needed to do was just change a jumper to swap between them. So then he installed a switch. I thought it was a really great video. And you could have done it a different way, but yeah, he did it the way he did it. So let's unbox this thing. The people distributing these kind of stole an idea that I had, which was, to contact a Chinese distributor or Chinese manufacturer and import a load of these things, and then sell them, which was an idea that I had. So, an idea that people have all the time. What do we get in the box? Well, we get 2 vac form plastic inserts, quite a nice box. The thing itself feels really plasticky because it's made of plastic. The stickers are not on it very well. This thing here, that's horrible. Joystick feels terrible. I guess that's a speaker. And of course here's where you insert your tiny little elf coins. Comes with an instruction booklet that no one's ever going to read in their right mind. If I was Ashens, I would read it out. It's in German. French. Italian. Spanish. English at the back, and I think that's a symptom of Brexit, realistically. This is where we can expect to be for the rest of the time. 3 AA alkaline batteries not included. Good job I have some. So some of the games that we can look forward to playing: Puzzle Connection, Transmover. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about moving trans. Leave them alone. Greedy Girl, Find the Largest Number. Now we used to play that all the time. Like that's one we used to play all the time. Missing Letters, Eat Bean, Maze Combination. Which one is redundant? Now, that would be a really harsh game to play if you wanted to fire someone. Colorstone Loops, 30 Degree. It's interesting. 30 Degree. That's a very specific degree. Yeah, so basically it's a load of terrible free games. So it's not like it's a Famicom clone. If it was a Famicom clone, I would be more happy actually, because I bought one. One of my early videos is me fixing it because it was all sorts of busted. Right, so 3 AA batteries, 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to put the battery cover back on. And then there's a big switch on the back. Family Sport, press a button. Or press a button or press a button. Tell you what, let's zoom in. There we go, can you see that? Mini Fighter. Okay, so that button does the volume in increments. Don't know what the middle button does. And that's reset. Yeah, it's definitely press a button, not press a button. Okay, tennis. I mean, the quality of these games doesn't seem, the graphics don't seem that bad. I mean, it's kind of the sort of stuff that you get on a airplane if you've ever played. Oh, it's like a first-person tennis game. Weird, it's like a Wii Sports game, but oh. Okay. Boxing. You know, I don't want to play any of these games. Just turn this off. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take it apart. So, yeah, take the batteries out. Let's zoom out a bit. Looks like 4 screws on the bottom, but this screwdriver is not long enough, and I think it's too big. Yeah, it's too big. Need my other screwdriver. Where did that go? Ah, here it is. I can already tell I'm going to have to rip a sticker to take this thing apart, so invalidating my warranty. And realistically, I know exactly what I'm going to find in there. It's going to be a single Glock top IC on a board, and not much else. Whoa! That's ruined it, isn't it? Some kind of hole there. Yeah, so you need to put some kind of spudger in here. There we go. So what's inside? Well, interestingly, the speaker is mounted on the back here, not on the front. There's a position for 2 speakers, one on the back and one on the front. And the wiring is typically awful. Everything seems to be on the screen driver board, or plastic welded. Oh, you know when you're going to sneeze. There we go. Awful. Okay, so I've turned my soldering iron off. Oh, I see. That's semi-clever. The plastic engineering for it is much more sophisticated than the electronic engineering. Sort of comes in 2 halves. Yes, that's the whole board part, and I'm going to guess that's because that's so you can just take the whole thing apart, so that like they could use the same bits for sorry about the noise. Yeah, it's like held 70% held together with screws, and then 30% held together. There we go. With stickers. So yeah, you just should slice the 2 stickers here, and the back and the panel slides all the way out. Yeah, and as expected, these are just you know, your typical dome switches. Not multiplex, direct connected to the board. So nothing too sophisticated. That means you could easily wire whatever controller you want to this just by directly connecting it. Looks like they skimped on one screw. There's your LCD, and there is what looks like a microprocessor, and like I said, a big Glock top chip. So let's just have a closer look at this guy. Okay, so what we've got is a mystery chip here. So no idea what that is. It'd be some kind of EEPROM thing that they programmed and then didn't want to erase ever again. There's several positions for 5 volts. There's different sort of positions. Quite usefully, the button directions are listed on here. Up, right, left, down, ground, reset, start, volume, B, A, ground, 2 grounds. You know, which would be super handy for changing the controls if you ever wanted to do that. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I was hoping maybe there would be some kind of jumpers on the board and we could change the games, or you know, there'd be something else programmed on it, but obviously not. This chip is I don't know. So I'm just going to check. Be back in a sec. And I'm back. Okay, so this little black thing here is a Spansion GL01 GP11FFIR2, which is flash memory. So the games are stored here, and then there's a microprocessor under here. Not an EEPROM or anything, like I said before. Don't know why I said that. And there's some semi-interesting stuff under this black foam. So some pads, and nothing under that one. Yeah, the power connections are interesting. There's quite a variety of different power connections. 5 volt, 3.3 volt. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. There's nothing else to this. This is the Retro 220-in-1 mini arcade machine by Tevo. It's crap. Don't get one. You'd have to be crazy. I mean, they're so cheap, but they're so cheap because there's nothing on here you'd want to play. And, I mean, really, if the Famicom things are about the same price and are a million times better. So what I'm going to do now is try and figure out how to put it back together and put it back in its box and never play with it ever again. The arcade, like I said, the plastic engineering on the arcade parts is super good. It's really clever design, the way it kind of slides apart like that. There's 2 positions for the speaker, the front and the back. So you could have, in theory, you could have stereo sound. I suppose there's not stereo sound supported, so you couldn't. Well, not off that board anyway. So yeah, this is a really interesting form factor, and I'm sure, you know, you could put something good in there, like a little Pi Zero. The controls, if you hold them like this, they're not that bad. But on the arcade form factor, when you're going to hold them like this instead, they feel pretty bad. So yeah, they'd be much better on a pad. In this position, I'd want micro switches, which you could easily do. You could totally mod micro switches here. You could mount your own micro switch board, and that would be fine, because all of the controls are listed right here. It would be really super easy to work it out and do it that way, so you could do that. But yeah, so that's that piece of crap. If you found the video useful, please like and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, 16-Bit Bench. Yeah, thanks for dropping by. Sorry about the noise outside, and we'll see you next time.
I can't believe it. I mean, The next phone that goes off, you will be asked to leave. Please make sure they're turned off.
How many times do they have to be told about their mobile phones?